Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. The COMELEC Ombank, which is sitting as the National Board of Canvassers, has resumed the canvassing of votes. Let's get the details from Greg Gregorio, who joins us live from Pasay City. Hi Greg, what positions are being canvassed right now?
Sean, the National Bureau, the COMELEC Ombank, sitting as the National Board of Canvassers, is canvassing votes for senators and party list groups, as happened since the NBOC resumed session this morning. They were able to canvass at least 28 COCs from various parts of the country, as well as from overseas voting, including the 7 areas yesterday. The NBOC has already canvassed about 35 COCs, and the last one to include in the canvass is from Isabela. At 2 p.m. this afternoon, the COMELEC Ombank, sitting as NBOC, will again resume their session. Sean?
All right, Greg, when will the canvassing of votes end?
Sean, yesterday, COMELEC Commissioner Marlon Casqueo said it would be possible for them to proclaim or finish canvassing within the week. Earlier today, acting spokesperson Rex Laudianco said, with the pace of our canvassing, that would be possible, and that is the best case scenario. But according to Commissioner George Garcia, this would still depend on possible eventualities, including scenarios or conditions from overseas voting, as there are some countries or embassies who are not able to transmit electronic copies of their certificates of canvass. To be exact, there are two COCs from overseas voting that, according to Garcia, will be manually uploaded or manually checked here at the NBOC today. With that, Garcia said it could also be possible that the proclamation might happen by the weekend. Sean?
All right, Greg, there have been these videos circulating online about, policemen tearing up ballots. Did the COMELEC have any comment on that?
Yes, Sean, according to acting spokesperson Rex Laudianco, these videos have been included in the agenda of the Committee on the Ban on Firearms and Security Concerns. Apart from this videos will also be referred to the National Bureau of Investigation. Recall that these videos have been uploaded by individuals from Cotabato City, and recall that in Cotabato, all those who served as Board of Election Inspectors are policemen. Thus, according to Laudianco, this will be part of the angles that they will be taking into their investigation. And Laudianco promised that the COMELEC will investigate this thoroughly, and they will be transparent with whatever results they would have with their investigation. Sean?
All right, speaking of things going around online, is there any truth to this thing that's going around that the COMELEC has ordered the PPCRV to halt vote counting?
Sean, Director Laudianco, or Attorney Laudianco, denied that information. According to Laudianco, though the PPCRV is working with the COMELEC, PPCRV is not under COMELEC. Thus, Laudianco said they would never order PPCRV to halt their counting or their activities in relation to this 2022 national and local elections. Sean?
All right, Greg, is the COMELEC seeing any possible delays in the proclamations of the winners of this year's elections?
Sean, when it comes to proclamation of senatorial candidates winning in these elections, as well as party list groups, according to the COMELEC, the proclamation for the winning senators might be within this week or by the weekend. But when it comes to party list groups, according to the COMELEC Commissioner George Garcia, this will depend on the numbers of the votes, as they would have to include, or they would have to finish tallying all of the votes in the 2022 elections for them to finish the computations of which party list groups will be proclaimed as winners for the 63 available seats at the Congress. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for those updates. Greg Gregorio reporting to us live from Pasay City. Thank you, Greg. And presidential frontrunner Bongbong Marcos visited the tomb of his father, former President Ferdinand Marcos, one day after the elections. Marcos Jr. went to the libingan ng mga bayani, where his father has been buried since 2016. Bongbong is on track to be the 17th president of the Philippines, 36 years after his father was ousted from power. He has garnered more than 31 million votes, with Vice President Leni Robredo coming in at a far second with 14.8 million. Meanwhile, the camp of Bongbong Marcos will meet later today to prepare for his assumption to Malacanang. Marcos Jr. spokesman Attorney Vic Rodriguez told One Balita Pilipinas that they are starting to form a transition team. Included in this meeting's agenda are the possible appointments and the initial policies to be laid out. Rodriguez said that Marcos Jr. already has some possible appointees in mind, but he did not disclose their names.
Hindi kami tumitingin sa first 100 days, Cheryl, dahil you can only do so much in 100 days. Alam naman natin na tayo nasa gitna pa rin ng pandemya at napakaraming suliraning haharapin, plus yung 13 trillion more or less na pagkakautang.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. One political analyst believes that there are only 2 senators who are in the running to become the next Senate president. Mean Los Baños with the report.
An action star now set to become senator. Robin Padilla found himself on top of the senatorial race based on the partial and unofficial vote count. According to political science professor Aris Arugay, those that top the Senate race are likely to run for higher office in the future.
If you are able to get, katulad si Robin Padilla, a lot of national level votes, then logically, it can be, an argument can be made that this can be transferred to other national contests that
Gaya ng?
the presidency.
Possibly joining Padilla in the Senate are Loren Legarda, Rafi Tulfo, Win Gatchalian, Chis Escudero, Mark Villar, Alan Peter Cayetano, Mig Zubiri, Joel Villanueva, JV Ejercito, Risa Ontiveros, and Jinggoy Estrada, most of whom were former senators. Meanwhile, here are the other 12 senators that have yet to finish their term. The question now is, who will be the next Senate president? For Arugay, there are only 2 names in the running, Senator Cynthia Villar and Senator Amy Marcos.
Ang feeling ko, the Marcos family might just delegate this position rather than hold on to it. Kasi baka mas, I think is needed more in the executive. Parang sa tingin ko, baka mas dun siya kailangan. No? I think there are enough people who can take care of the Marcoses' interest in the Senate.
Still, this will be up for the senators to decide. With its current composition, Arugay said it's not far to see a supermajority under the Marcos administration. According to some experts, a supermajority may pave the way for easier consensus on the passage of bills. But on the one hand, it could also cause a lack of checks and balances as well as separation of power, especially if the majority is submissive to the wants of Malacanang. Arugay said he sees only 3 senators who will compose the opposition. This includes Senator Risa Ontiveros, Nancy Binay, and Coco Pimentel. While in the swing group, or those whose possible leaning is still uncertain, include Alan Peter Cayetano, Joel Villanueva, and Sonny Angara. Reporting for News 5, Mean Los Baños, we are One News.
And some presidential candidates have conceded as presumptive President Bongbong Marcos continues to keep a wide lead over other bets. Here are some of their messages.
Binabati ko ang pamilya ni dating Senador Ferdinand Marcos sa pagpili sa kanya ng higit na nakararami sa ating mga kababayan na maging hahalinhin bilang Pangulo ng bansa. Congratulations po sa inyo. Huwag tayo makikibahagi sa anumang gulo, anumang alingas-ngas, o anumang hindi pagkakasunduan. We have to give chance to the new leadership.
Tanggap ko yung pagkatalo ko sa eleksyong ito at ako'y nananawag at nagpapasalamat sa aking mga supporter na hindi bumitaw. Tanggapin din natin na yung sistema ng eleksyon sa ating bansa ay dominado pa rin ng mga personalidad at ng mga bilyonaryo, pera-pera. Kaya kinakailangan nating mas malawak pang maabot yung ating mga kababayan.
The people have spoken. Tapos na ang halalan, kaya bigyan naman natin ng pagkakataon ang pagkakaisa para sa kapayapaan at kaunlaran ng ating bansa. My decision to run was driven by my utmost desire to serve the country and uplift the lives of poor Filipinos. Sa ating susunod na Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, ako ay nananalangin para sa tagumpay ng iyong administrasyon na maraming mga mahihirap ang maiangat ang buhay at matulungan.
Hindi madaling tanggapin sa inyo ang mga numerong lumalabas sa quick count. Hindi lang panghihinayang, kundi malinaw na pagkadismaya ang nararamdaman ng ating hanay. Gayunpaman, sinasabi ko sa inyo, alam kong mahal natin ang bansa, pero hindi pwedeng maging ugat pa ng pagkakawatak-watak ang pagmamahal na ito. Wala akong planong abandonahin ang mga bagay na habang buhay ko nang ipinaglalaban. Tuloy ang trabaho ko para iangat ang buhay ng mga nasa laylayan. Tinatawag ko kayong samahan ako dito at sa iba pang mga laban.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.